Good morning. There was a great conversation to kick off the day that Matt hosted with Matt Gorman. Now moving on, I thought it'll be interesting to hear from some of our IA40 companies. We call this the spotlight session, but really think about it as three different companies that are going to come up here and tell you a little bit about what they are doing. And these three companies are all companies that have been either nominated or made it to the final list, the IA40 list, both last year as well as this year. First up, we are going to hear from Alessya Visnijic, who's the co-founder and CEO of WhyLabs. WhyLabs was nominated as an IA40 company, both in 2021 and 2022 this year, and they are in what I call the enabling category. They provide a AI/ML observability platform and help you detect data and ML issues. After that, you're going to hear from Anoop Gupta, who's the co-founder and CEO of Seekout. Now, Seekout is an AI-driven sort of talent platform. They help you with both recruiting talent as well as optimizing talent. So if you're a team or an organization or a company and you care about, hey, how do you attract and retain and grow your talent, Seekout is an AI-powered solution for you. They were a winner in the IA40 last year, and they were nominated this year as well. And finally, you're going to hear from Zayd, Enam, who's the CEO and co-founder of Cresta. Now, Cresta was a winner in the IA40 list both last year as well as this year. They are the industry-leading solution for real-time intelligence for contact centers. So without further ado, let's have Alessya come up here on stage and talk about WhyLabs.
Whoa, that was some lights. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see you all in here in person. It's amazing that everybody made it. It's a 9 a.m. meeting. My name is Alessya Visnijic. Thank you so much, Soma, for this kind introduction. I am the CEO and co-founder of WhyLabs. And what we do at WhyLabs? Well, we help teams, everybody from AI-first startups to Fortune 100 enterprises. We help them monitor and debug their intelligent applications. In short, we help teams run AI with certainty. So why are we all here? Well, intelligent applications power every modern enterprise. And that's not a surprising statement because it's an IA40 summit, right? But what is surprising is how ubiquitous AI has become in the past few years. How many industries have been able to get models into production? Just a few years ago, the biggest question that was bothering every enterprise machine learning team is, how do I get the model to production? Well, today, thanks to all of the hard work of the companies in the enabler category, companies like Databricks, Weights and Biases, Hugging Face, OctoML, companies across every vertical have been able to get dozens and hundreds of models to production. I mean, can you imagine that mining companies, the ones that mine aluminum, use AI to do predictive maintenance today? Or that utilities companies are using AI to do more accurate demand forecasting? Thousands of models are running in production today, and it's very inspiring. But there is a new challenge that we're faced with. Unfortunately, these intelligent applications are really hard to operate, and they fail every day. Some failures are dramatic, but most are very minor and silent. For example, you show the wrong ad to the customer. All right, the customer doesn't convert, not a big deal. But when you show millions such ads that do not convert, which is what AI is made for, it accumulates, and it results in massive financial losses. One example of that was Unity in Q2. where they reported that because of bad data and degrading model performance, their ads were not converting, which added up to $110 million in losses. That's insane. Well, why is that? I think one of the biggest reasons is because for the past 5-6 years, the majority of investment has been going into getting AI to production. And what happens once AI is in production? Profit, of course. What else, right? Well, unfortunately not. Unfortunately, in most cases, companies are experiencing losses. And these losses are caused by the fact that models in production very quickly degrade in performance, that models exacerbate the existing biases in training data, which cause unfair and biased customer experiences, and bad data quality, as well as broken data pipelines, cause those silent model failures. Which is where our work at WhyLabs comes in. What we do is we equip teams with a software as a service solution that helps them continuously monitor and systematize how they evaluate and track data quality. It enables teams to monitor model performance and catch performance degradations early. It enables teams to systematically use explainability to debug and root cause issues in machine learning models. And it helps teams systematically evaluate fairness. Ultimately, what we do is create this very critical feedback loop that enables both AI teams and product teams to improve models continuously and proactively ensure that these models are creating the best customer experience. WhyLabs has a unique place in the ecosystem. And if you just look at this slide, which represents maybe 1/10 of all of the tools and types of infrastructure that enables intelligent applications, there's a lot out there. Part of the problem why it is so hard to operate machine learning and AI applications, to operate intelligent applications, is because of the complexity of the underlying infrastructure. I mean, any given AI platform can be running streaming and batch workflows. It could be serving decision tree and deep learning models. It could be operating on data that comes from many different sources and many different clouds. It's incredibly complex. And what we do at WhyLabs is provide this glue that surfaces data health and model health vitals across this very complex and disparate infrastructure. The way we do it is somewhat clever. What we started with is we created an open standard for data logging. If you're familiar with something like OpenTelemetry, which is a very popular open standard created by APM companies, we took a similar route, but we focused on the data that has to be captured for intelligent applications, for AI applications. And this agent allows us to efficiently capture data health and model health vitals from any data type in the pipeline, from both batch workflows and streaming workflows, and from pipelines that crunch terabytes of data, both in distributed settings and in streaming settings. Once this telemetry is captured, it's privacy preserving, which is key, because then we can centralize it very efficiently in the WhyLabs platform and offer our customers automated and systematic way to do monitoring, debugging, and root cause analysis very, very effectively. Today, we monitor thousands of models. And the effects of systematizing and automating AI observability have been incredible for our customers. Our customers have been able to deploy models faster and achieve ROI significantly faster. Our customers have been able to automate a huge chunk of their operations, freeing up valuable resources, data scientists and machine learning engineers, from doing manual work and instead focusing them on building more and better models. Our customers have been able to improve models significantly faster and resolve issues dramatically faster. We are the only privacy-preserving software as a service AI observability solution, which enables us to work with customers across many different industries and serve customers who run AI for critical workloads. Today, we're working with dozens of enterprises, and we're just getting started. So I have to leave you with a call to action, right? Well, we're living in a very interesting time. Today, we're basically witnessing how AI technology is changing the future of software. And all of us in this room are technologists. And as technologists, it's in our power and it's our responsibility to ensure that this technology is delivering positive impact on our lives, both today and in the future. And to do that, we have to make sure that we develop culture, processes, and tools for operating AI in a robust and responsible manner. So let's get to work.
Good morning. How are you? It's wonderful to be here. A lot of old colleagues and friends that are here, so it's great to enjoy and share what we do at Seekout. Actually, I just have a couple of slides, not a lot to talk about ourselves. So the fundamental thing at Seekout is our belief that the best companies are people-first companies. People are the competitive advantage for any company whatsoever, and people are often the most expensive asset in any particular company. So it really behooves all of us at any of the organizations to see how do we help empower great companies and their people to grow together, especially in today's environment with the great resignations and the employee centricity. The people and how we treat, how we recruit, retain, and grow people becomes fundamentally important. So a little bit on the foundation, as we've been talking about, in Matt Gorman's talk and that Matt McElwain, the foundation is both data and intelligence. Data is a very hard part, and then the intelligence. So both, when I was at Microsoft, we used to say, Apple gets ahead because Apple gets all that phone data. Unless you have the data, intelligence doesn't work. So there are two parts and a little bit of our journey on this platform. So firstly, just the data. So we started in the talent acquisition side, that we call Seekout Recruit. And what we brought together was a lot of different sources. I'm trying to see if this brings up anything. No, it doesn't. So we brought a lot of public data sources together, whether it is LinkedIn public data, GitHub data, Stack Overflow data. We have a lot of registered nurses and Google Scholar data. So bringing all this data together and the end result in terms of the intelligent application is a great talent acquisition so that you can hire people, you can get access to people that you won't find anywhere else. Diversity and inclusion, there's a lot of inference going on. AI search, how do we do? So there's a lot of things we did, firstly, on the talent acquisition side. Ouch, sorry, that was multiple clicks. What we've done more recently is it's not only important to do talent acquisition, it is how do you retain and grow the people that you have. So that means you're bringing in additional data. So we bring in data from your HRIS systems like Workday and UKG and SAP SuccessFactors. We bring in data for inside the GitHub, inside the Jira software and Atlassian, from your Salesforce, from all of the other systems. Because again, it is this data that tells you what your people have done, what your people are capable of, what their potential is, as you go and organize to deploy them. So the solution then comes in two sides of it. So one is we think about the HR and business leaders. One of the conversations I have with CHROs, and almost everyone goes and says, we don't understand our people. Okay? So if I was to ask, Kathleen Hogan at Microsoft and say, do you know how many, who are the people who have worked on, the latest foundational models or anything? People don't know. If you go to any technology who have contributed, there are around 50,000 people at Microsoft who have contributed in some small form to the open source, actually. GitHub, if you go and look at it. People don't know, people don't understand. So if you're doing strategic workforce planning, you're trying to think about skills gaps or anything else, you don't know. If you're thinking about retention, succession, diversity there, internal sourcing so that internal people feel there is opportunity to retain them, people don't have the data. So there's a lot of things that happen with data and the intelligence combined together. And the second thing below becomes important, which is the retention problems gain a hair. It is much easier to find a job outside than to apply and discover what is possible inside. People rarely want to say, the company, I can see opportunities for me to develop and grow. What are the tools that are available? Can I automatically connect to other people? A lot of people have gotten hired today who have never met anybody else at the company. They don't know who are the people from the same college, what is happening. So there's a lot of things about these jobs and gigs marketplaces for internally, a lot of, career pathways and what I can do, people I can connect to, and also empowering people managers, right? So you're a first level people manager and you say, how am I going to advise these people? What can I say? How can I take data-informed approaches? So a little bit, sorry if this is too small. So I just wanted to show again where the data and the intelligence comes in. So the top part is lots of data sources that you're getting data from. The public data, internal HR systems, internal non-HR systems that you have. And these are real-time feeds of data that is coming in and continuously changing. Then if you go on the intelligence part, a big part is cleaning the data. This is semi-structured, unstructured data, and you're trying to create structured data, right, out of it. So if you think about people as an object, an entity, it's something that is interesting, it is really hard to take this noisy data. The ID you use in GitHub may not be the same as what you use on LinkedIn, may not be the same as your internal one. Right, then there are a lot of classifiers that are used. So when we're trying to do diversity and we're trying to infer or trying to infer your coding ability from your GitHub contributions, right? There's a lot of skills ontologies and equivalences, and continuously we are getting user data as people interact with the system to make it smarter. Then on the top right, what we have is how do you build engines on top of it that lead to intelligence? So it is special thing when you're trying to do queries with thousands and thousands of terms to find the right thing. There are a lot of custom search engines. For example, we have a special custom search engine when you're trying to find nurses versus when you're trying to find developers versus whether you're trying to find different kinds of security clearance field people. So there's a lot of this thing. And then eventually you want a lot of predictive and prescriptive analytics, whether it's around diversity or any of the other things. And then finally, you got to do it at scale and very high performance to make it all work. Now, the thing I want to actually leave with, so this is just I wanted to show. So, the companies of the largest 6 of the 10 most highly valued companies leverage us, the defense industry, the pharma industry, the consulting industry, banking, insurance, manufacturing. We've got a lot of customers who are leveraging that. Now, increasingly, there is a lot of talk about skills. Okay, and skills are something that are easily inferred. Do you know Java? Do you know something? Do you know go-to-market? Do you know SEO, SEM? Do you know models? But rising up or growing focuses more on capabilities. That is, what have you done in the past? And our natural language models are not good enough. It takes a lot of human interpretation. That's where the recruiters, hiring managers, all of these people come in to say, is this the right role? Where are you going to go? Who do you connect to? Meet with somebody who's made a similar transition. So I don't have it on the slide, actually, but where I wanted to go was our approach is human-driven, AI-assisted. There are a lot of people in the industry who talk about AI is going to do magic. And here are the 3 choices. In our domain, we believe people need to remain at the center. In fact, there's a lot of laws coming from New York and lots of places in Europe where they say in an employment decision, it cannot be an AI decision without the human being involved. So I think the right approach for us and where we need to go is human-centered. Your human is always involved in the loop, but the AI is serving up intelligent choices and connecting the humans to you. So thank you so much. Happy to interact with anybody.
Hi. So I've come to bring a message. Superhumans are here, and they're in your contact center. We've gotten AI to the point that we can take this technology and enable any representative to be 50% more productive. But to do that, you can't take off-the-shelf AI. You need to understand how does artificial intelligence work in the workflow of a human and enable them to be superhuman. We start in the contact center because the contact center is now the front door to your business. The retail storefront is optional, but the digital storefront is essential. Entire businesses are converting from retail operations to software operations. And the contact center is at the nexus of this. And so what we've done is we've built a system that understands those conversations in your contact center, understands why people call, what leads to successful outcomes, and helps drive and democratize those behaviors across your business. So at the result, every experience between your business and your customer is an excellent experience and results in an excellent outcome. We're seeing this work across multiple customers that are seeing a lot of great success. And recently, we were fortunate with the work that we did with CarMax to be published in the New York Times. Classic New York Times, the headline is a negative, but, but it's positive. The one thing I will say is that if you purchase Cresta today, I'll throw in a free photo of yours in the New York Times. This is across many different, a whole set of Fortune 500 customers. And we're seeing results where the technology is enabling people over time to not only improve from a baseline, but then quarter over quarter achieve better and better results. And this is one of the first examples of this kind of technology that is providing incremental impact at start, but is learning and getting better and iterating over time for these enterprise customers. We're seeing that for sales use cases, where we're driving tens of millions of dollars of incremental sales conversion for these large Fortune 500s that are seeing a tremendous impact to their top line and their bottom line. And not only is the impact from a top line perspective and bottom line perspective at the core, employees that use this software, and perhaps the thing I'm proudest about, is that they're happier using this software. So Holiday Inn, they cut the employee attrition in half. So not only are you seeing this impact to the business, you're seeing this impact to the employees, where they're able to feel more prepared for calls and have more tools that reduce some of the mundaneness and tediousness of the work. And so when you have happier employees, you have less attrition and you have happier customers. And so this is a thing that we're seeing play out in the field. And what's going to happen is that there are going to be teams that are empowered with this kind of technology, and they're going to outperform and outcompete the teams that don't have this technology. And so there's a conflict coming. The teams with this technology versus the teams without this technology. Superhumans are here. It's suit up. It's going to be a wild ride. Thank you.